Going on, everybody? Let me know if my audio and whatnot is good, and I'll adjust it if I need to. Can't hear you, by the way. How you boys all doing today? Got a couple things to chat with you guys about. New changes since the last press conference. Of course, I'm not gonna really reiterate a lot of the previous stuff, because I don't want to just beat the previous press conference. The last one was, I think, January 1st or 2nd. But being that it's been almost a month, we got word for you guys on release date. Or I don't have a release date for you guys because, well, not how me and the team works. If I give you guys a release date, we're probably not going to make the release date because we're still in the final stages of development, as I said in the Discord announcements a few nights back. We're in the final stages of development, and then we're going to move into testing. So we have a couple more weeks. Probably we're looking at mid-February, honestly. That's the best I can give you guys. But I can guarantee it's gonna happen in February. There's like no doubt in my mind of that. It'd be nearly impossible to not hit the February release window. But hopefully sooner than the late February. I do not want to be touching late February. Hopefully mid. I'll let you guys know though if there's any drastic delays and whatnot in development, but there shouldn't be. As for the scope of the update, if you guys haven't necessarily been keeping up with teasers, you might not be too aware of exactly what's going into this update. I can't even really give you guys a summary. There's a lot of things. We got parties system coming, allowing for co-op gameplay. Albeit the party system is kind of limited because we don't want you guys to be able to carry your buddies. That should be pretty self-explanatory. There'll be more details on it. Well, actually, I guess I could delve into it. Are you guys interested in me talking about how the party system works? In terms of that, party system's been like, yeah. Forge is fixed in 1.2. I don't know why it suddenly broke in the last like month, but yeah, it's gonna be fixed in 1.2. I've already fixed it on my build, so that's already good to go. I use Forge for testing. With the party system, how it will work is your entire party will have to have completed that quest. So you're gonna do you can do repeatable quests with your party, and obviously challengers cannot be done with parties since it kind of defeats the core purpose. I mean, the party system is pretty self-explanatory. The enemies are gonna be scaled up in terms of health, damage, all of that whenever you have a party. And they go up a flat multiplier amount, so it's kind of you're gonna want your party members to not be way weaker than you, because the enemy's gonna get, like, let's say you have a 2-person party, like a just co-op type deal. The enemy would get like 50% more HP. I think that's what I had done. I think it was 50% per, so like 50, 100%, and then 150, something along those lines. Don't quote me on that. Scaling is all subject to change, of course. I will be talking to you guys about challengers in a little bit, but I'm going to continue on with the list. Obviously, you're getting your Ascended God forms, which is, Super Saiyan Blue, or Koji Golden form, and Namekian Ascended God, and Human Ascended God. Yeah, there's going to be a trailer for the 1.2 update dropping in, hopefully the next week or so. I don't think it's going to be that anti-hex. That's not exactly what I'm looking for with parties. But no, weapons aren't coming this update. I don't want to dive into weapons yet for another update or two, because weapons are a very big system. Also, in my opinion, weapons don't really have much of a place in Dragon Block, aside from this being an RPG server. Weapons don't make sense, because Dragon Block, or Dragon Ball as a franchise, didn't really have them. Well, Dragon Ball did, but the whole franchise did not. Like, only Dragon Ball when Goku was a kid. So that's a little weird there. And obviously, there's a bunch of changes to stamina and ki now coming. So, ki charging, stamina regeneration, stamina usage are all different. Another important thing that you guys would probably enjoy is the character slots, which will now allow you to switch your progress and switch characters between servers. only your characters, not your inventory or anything. But you can go, you can take your US2 character, put it on your US1, put it on US1, load it up, and then you could just go farm repeatable quests, or beforehand use your own TP. You get it. So you can allocate your TP between characters. And obviously, it's up to you if you want to do that or not. You could also just fresh alt, whatever. But that's literally like 2 weapons you can name, though. There's not enough weapons for there to be an entire in-depth weapon system, but weapons will probably still happen. Can multiple characters be made on a single server? The way it works on release is basically US 1, 2, and 3 are each a character slot. And we might add more character slots later, but each of the character slots correlate to those primary 3 servers at the moment. So you're going to be able to just log on to US2, go back to US1, and then load up your set quote quote second character slot. No on the multiple characters. And obviously there is with the whole character slot type deal, these servers are going to be reallocated with that in terms of location. All 3 of them are in New York right now, and they're going to be better hosting plan, I guess, spec wise and just performance wise, technically. They're gonna each be hosted across America, and also there'll be a European server hosted in London. So we're gonna have a London server being instance 4. Instance 1 will stay in New York. Instance 2 will be in Dallas, Texas, I believe. And instance 3 will be in LA. So you'll be able to choose whichever one you want. Tournaments a thing? No, we don't have tournaments at this moment because PvP kind of does not work at all. But also, that's another important thing. PvP is being fixed in 1.2. So the whole player-to-player calculation there and damage will be better. So tournaments will be possible. As for us hosting official tournaments, I'm not too sure. That'll be dependent on staff team, whatever. Yeah, so there will be an instance all across the US and then one in Europe. And for anyone wondering, the reason we waited so long to do a European hosted server is not because we don't want to support the European players. It's more for the fact that now that we have a European server, we now are advertising that we support European servers and like the player base that comes with it. So now we need people who possibly speak French, German maybe, and whatever other language people from Europe would have. I'm not a twist. I don't know. I think the Microsoft Minecraft change was stupid, man. They should have done that better. There's also a bunch of user interface changes coming along. So when you're in a party, that's gonna show on your screen. It's gonna look all cool. Yeah, let me go ahead and do this for you guys. Also remove that. Okay. Creating your own client so you don't have to rely on Technical Forge. There's no point in that. I've thought about it like for the past 2 years. I've thought about making a Apollo-esque launcher system, and it's always just come down to it's not really worth the time it would take because being on Technic itself is just free advertisement. Oh, nice to send these portrait. And you guys can see on the right of the screen, this has already been teased previously, but there's a quest log that actually accurately shows just data like that. Pretty neat looking. I guess I could delve into. I'll continue talking about features. Obviously, there's there's changes to transformations. So just in general, transformations are kind of cooler in my opinion. Just the way they work. You can go Super Saiyan all the way up to Super Saiyan 3 now by holding G from Super Saiyan 1. You can also do I have Super Saiyan selected. I'm going to hold G plus 3 on my keyboard. And look at that, I'm in Super Saiyan 3. And it also changes your selection in the menu. There's no official date, yeah, for release. We're looking around February though. Now, while I'm on the topic of transformations, specifically Saiyan transformations, I'll go ahead and show you guys Half Saiyan the first time. Half Saiyan grades. So I'm Super Saiyan right now, yeah. You look at your grade. So the only notable difference in grade here, I'll go ahead and show you guys. So if I go ahead and switch to the normal Saiyan, you guys can see I'm full power. I get a little bit smaller. The aura goes away. Hair becomes lighter. You get the idea. Oh, it looks like there's an aura color issue here. Yeah. Sorry about that. But the most notable difference being just, well, your form gets bigger and more intense, darker hair. Yeah, grade 2 is for Super Saiyan 2, obviously. Super Saiyan 2 grade, obviously has the lightning and all that, the same darker hair, and whited out eyes. The pupils go away, you know, all buff and whatnot. I don't know what's wrong with the aura color. Seems it's taken on the full power one. It's not a big deal. Yeah, but that's pretty much all for that. Obviously, the scaling is also going to be different for grade. Grade will probably have higher damage than the full power counterparts. Just because, I mean, full power is meant to be the calm variation, whereas this is meant to be the buff peak Super Saiyan and damage wise. So we'll see how that ends up scaling wise has not yet been decided. Obviously, any scaling you guys see from these forms is not relevant. So before I move on, do you guys have any questions? I got a couple things I want to cover that I got my list. I pretty much summarized most of the big things in this update. There's obviously a lot more, like, just in general. Just I want you guys to know that I put a lot of time myself into optimizing code, removing unnecessary items, blocks, anything like that from the mod pack and server mods, whatever. Just to make sure performance is the best it can be. Matter of fact, do you guys know the clouds in Spawn that are like crazy laggy? Well, at least for me, because instead of averaging like 100 FPS around Spawn, I'll be hitting. How was I there? Let's go ahead and fly it. It's going to be Super Saiyan Rose in the future. There will be a Super Saiyan Rose, yeah, eventually. These clouds, like, on main server, I'd be, like, dropping down to, like, 80 FPS. Obviously, I'm streaming, so my FPS is a bit skewed, but the clouds are no longer, like, you know, fake blocks. They're actual blocks now, which just fixes the rendering in general, because it doesn't try to render all the insides of all of the blocks you see here. Because obviously, this is, like, a 3D thing. It's not just one layer. But, yes, 3 slots. And there may be more available in whatever ways we want to have it. Show off some of these blocks. So do you guys have any quick questions? This is the Beerus Planet grass. Or Whis Planet, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you effectively do. You can use your character slots on any server. Check this out. This, in this testing setup, is technically server 2. Keep this in mind. So I can, my server 1 character being this one, server 2 character being this one, I could just instantaneously switch between them. And I'll go over to my test server, which is server 1. So check it. Oh, sorry, I'm on character slot 1. Guys can see it there. Like that. I have no clue why my bitrate is shit. Not too sure. It looks fine to me though. It's at 36K. 3600. Ooh. Gohan Black Star character already got the hair and everything. That's what's up. What are the halfy adjustments looking like? I'll have Hex talk about that. Ask questions about the future updates after 1.2. I'll do a brief summary since I got you guys all here. The updates coming after 1.2. We're looking at 1.2, and then shortly after 2-3 months, we're gonna have the U6 update, which won't be necessarily an update. It'll be more of just a story expansion coming with Universe 6 Super Story, as well as just a couple whatever changes. Obviously, Kaioken Blue. It's removed the other stuff. Literally, all your player data is transferred. PP level, all of that. There's probably some things that I'll have to make not transfer, but we'll see. Yeah, you can literally do that, Ripsy. All you'd have to do is log on to US 2 and 3 at least once. And obviously, that's just a failsafe. So in case, like, let's say I have US 2 data, but then I start using my US 2 slot, I'm then gonna log on to US 2 and it's gonna overwrite the data. So that's hence why you gotta log on to US 2 prior. No, Blue Kaioken's not a thing on 1.2 release. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken or just Ascended Form Kaioken is something where think of it like a form unlock, like how you have God and Blue both being unlocked respectively. Also, just so you guys know, you need level 7 God to get Blue, or level 8 actually. You gotta level it up from the current max. But obviously, Whi's training. I'll delve into Whi's training in a minute. Don't worry too much about that. I'll talk about it here soon. But Blue Kaioken is gonna. It's not a multiplier, just so you guys know. Kaioken is not a multiplier on top of Blue. It's like its own alternate form in a weird way. If that makes any sense. So it's not some crazy 70% stronger like Kaioken 20 or 10 even. But just obviously, yeah. Kaioken is going to be its own thing in U6 for Ascended God forms, and it will be an extension of the Power Max. It'll be really hard to use with it though, being that Blue and the likewise are the strongest in terms of brain. Obviously. SK, what is SK? Blue will be maxed at times 10, but again, doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to be using normal Kaioken with it. No, you don't need a higher max stat at all. Max stat will remain the same because there's many things we could do beside raising the max stat. It's a super boring idea in general. I gotta talk about this every single time. Someone always asks this. Max stat is, I have no intention of raising it. There is 500,000 things you could do besides just raising the max stat. That is a super boring idea. Super close-minded. Like, look at our armor system, dude. We don't need to raise max stat. There's a million things we could do with armor alone. There's a million things we could do with, just in general, to make progression without needing to level your stats. And literally any MMO you play, you max your level, and then you still have, like 75% of the game to play in terms of doing your dungeons and stuff. Also, if you guys don't know, in our next major update being level 1.3, you're going to be getting your own type of dungeon system on Dragon Block Apollo. However that works, I haven't completely thought about it. Yes, armor enhancements are coming in 1.2, but yeah, you guys are gonna have a dungeon esque system where you'll be able to it will have a lot to do with armor. Clothes enhancements. Also, do you know the difference between clothing and armor? Clothing is this stuff that doesn't have any benefit to it. Like this tracksuit here, it has no benefit. It's just visual, And then armor is like that, like this armor set. Also, you guys will be able to have bodysuits. I just got done talking about weapon system. I'll show you guys the new armor sets coming this update. You got the Ginyu Force white and black variant, both the two worn by whatever members. I don't know if Rakum and Ginyu or Guldo wore the white one. We got Vegeta. Here, let me just look up Namek. You got Bulma's set is your cosmetic. You also got Nail. Where's Nail's chest piece? Look it up. I don't know why that's showing. That's right there. Kind of weird. So you got 4 new armor sets. And then you got Bulma's outfit and Nail's outfit as the 2 visual ones. Also worthwhile to mention for you guys, since this wasn't previously added, both Tien and Krillin's cosmetic sets will be available. So you guys will have some clothing you can get earlier in the server, you know. No, if you're talking about RPG items, the plugin, that shit would be trash with what we do. The set bonuses haven't been made yet. They'll be scaled probably in the next couple days. What? You can literally just... Okay. If you have your US2 character, you transfer it over to US1. Let's say US1 was your main. You can just switch to US2 and you can literally just use all... Like, you can use all the TP you grinded on your main account. All the Z souls. Yeah. It'd be a store where you could buy cosmetics. I don't think there's going to be armor in the cosmetic shop like that. Like the cosmetic crate. But yeah, there's going to be a legitimate store. Yeah, like a store and spawn, like a trader NPC. God, this rain's a little obnoxious, ain't it? Yeah, you guys will be able to use bodysuits. So that's neat. Grab one of those out for you guys. Pink sex. Oh, look at that sucker. You're obviously going to be able to buy all the variations too. Any other questions on what I've mentioned thus far? I know there's been a lot of things being talked about. Any other questions, let me know. I'm just going to show on screen some of the other stuff we've changed as well. So if you're low on, let's say, energy, right? I have, like, no energy. Check out the... Jeez. Wow. Also, if you guys are at 0% release, you just passively heal your ki and HP. It's obviously stamina too, but it doesn't really matter. So I figured that was kind of cool. Unsure why it's passively healing right there. But if I go to charge my ki, you guys can see there. Pretty sure I have a really low meditation skill right now, so it takes forever. Yeah, I don't know, meditation is level 10. I think bodysuits have infinite durability. I'm unsure. If they don't, I'll go ahead and get that fixed. Let me write that down for you. I know that was on my to-do list at some point. But I'll make sure they have infinite durability. Because it's just kind of obnoxious to have to repair them. Because they're not going to be super expensive, so it doesn't really matter. Or Stripe maintenance, the only payment method? Yeah. For anyone wondering about that here, PayPal sucks ass for me as the seller. As a buyer, PayPal is amazing, but as a seller, it's horrible. They treat the sellers horrible, in my opinion. But yes, Stripe will remain the only method. And Stripe is obviously, it wouldn't be our payment provider if it wasn't safe, so you guys don't have to worry about that. I can guarantee that. Like, you know, it's a well secured. Like, obviously, I don't think I need to say this, but I'm obviously not getting anyone's card information it's all being processed through Stripe and the card handler, and then you know, and then it runs the commands via Tebex and whatever. Stripe's a pretty cool thing. It's also used in most small business type settings, you know, like the little card readers that people have on iPads, typically Stripe. Keyfist scaling. Yeah, keyfist scaling's actually being fixed, guys. So let me explain this. For right now, every level of keyfist is going to be 1%, so 10% max damage. Important thing to notice, though. Your strength and spirit stat both affected. If you have 50,000 spirit, you're only going to get 5%, right? Because you have half your spirit stat as you do strength. So it's spirit stat divided by strength stat. Yeah, you guys get what I'm saying there? So, if you're at exactly a half build, which you wouldn't be, but let's say you got 50k spirit like I do, 100k strength, boom, 5% key fist. Also, the way the math works, it's strength stat times your, the little 2.8 you see right there, which is the race class. Also, just so you guys know, on the public sheet, it will be available. You guys, once the 1.2 update releases, you'll be able to see all the race class like things, like all the scaling will be available publicly. So you guys will be able to check that. No, mine's not going to be used soon. Oh, sorry, but then it's strength stat times race class, which is this 2.8 here, and then it's times I want to say key fist, and then times armor, and then last you have your combo. There's a lot of multiplication going on there. Yeah, reincarnation tokens will be given out. Everyone will get a reincarnation token for the ROF update, as long as played during the initial release of 1.2. It's not just going to be a forever reincarnate token, but yeah, it will be there for the however long the ROF release event is. I don't know, Swaggy. That's an interesting one. Maybe make a suggestion in the Discord about that. Also, on the topic of the drip Goku stuff, um, I really did not think I need to point this out, but I'm not adding stupid ass random meme armor. Okay, if I'm gonna add a meme armor set, it's gonna be something I like. The drip Goku meme is absolutely horrendous, and you have a horrible taste in jokes if you think that's funny. But yeah, it's never gonna be added. TP multiply when RF drops, yes. Uh, okay, so I already talked to you guys about the new armor and clothes. Key fist, also key protections being changed. I think I might touch key boost. We'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and let Hex talk now about challengers. So Hex, I won't be answering questions during this whole period. I'll be doing game. I'll just be showing you guys stuff on the background for visuals. But Hex will be chatting you guys about challengers and the scaling that goes along with those and the changes he's done. Go ahead, Hex.
A
Wait.
while.
There you
Oh,
go.
all right. I've been spending a little while working on all the challengers and a whole bunch of scaling stuff, and it's kind of epic, guys. There's a whole lot of changes to make challengers not as confusing, really, because a lot of the drop rate and the drops during the story don't make a whole lot of sense, if I'm being honest, because like you're getting Super Saiyan 2 souls at the best drop rate on Mystic Gohan, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So Z souls are going to be dropping in their appropriate places at better or more appropriate odds. So the drop rate for Z souls and the drop rate, or not the drop rate, the different challengers that are going to drop them have been completely reworked, and it's going to be a lot better for leveling up forms, and it's going to make a lot more sense. So forms in and of themselves are going to be a lot easier to level up and work on because the challengers that you're going to use to grind them are going to be in a lot better location. Uh, Another thing with challengers is we're trying to make sure that the scaling of them matches the story. So it's not like you unlock a challenger and he's insanely harder than the story quest you just completed, and that the TP drop you're getting from a quest from a much easier enemy isn't insanely higher than a quest enemy that's further in the story. So you're not going to be able, like the whole thing with Evil Boo is a great example. You don't really have any good challengers at that stage that are dropping a whole lot of TP, but Evil Boo is really easy to farm and he gives a lot of TP. So things like that are going to be more balanced. So that's just one little part of challengers. The actual Z Soul drop rates and the TP drops corresponding to the story. Another thing is Zenny. Zenny is going to become more available. It's not necessarily going to be dropping in higher amounts than it was before, but more challengers are going to be dropping Zenny, and there's also going to be bonuses added to challengers, meaning that you have a percent chance to get um, either extra TP or extra Zenny every time you complete them, kind of the way God Key, or not God Key, God EXP works with the Beerus and Whis challengers. So those are just a few of the many things that are being changed with challengers. And Lo, is there something else you wanted me to talk on? I know it was mentioned earlier. All right. And if there's any questions about scaling stuff, just let me know.
Yeah, as you guys can see, what I've been showing is the form will now show at the top left of your screen, as well as what form you're transforming into. Or sorry, it will show transforming while transforming up, and then obviously it will show what form you're in. I figure that's pretty neato. Also, obviously shows how much health you're losing, etc., etc. Some cool quality of life things, so you know how much of whatever resource you're losing. Let's say 460 health, like me, and then you'll also be able to see stamina usage right here. Whenever I punch this guy, it'll do negative 30k. I don't know why I'm healing so much. There we go. Then obviously it will outside of combat, it will show blue. Not showing blue, no. I will show Namekian blue for Ascended God. That's already been shown. Of course, I have character reincarnate tokens. Dude, Namekian has like the coolest god form. Do not sleep on Namekian. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. You think blue looks this good? You think Super Saiyan blue looks this good? It doesn't. I hate to break it to you, bro, but look at this. It'll look like a Toad Sage, dude. Looks cool. I think it looks cooler at night, man. Low, really, No, waiting clothing is not coming around this update. A lot of things we're doing, but weighted clothing and not one of them. I think the aura is orange right now. Maybe they're gonna make it blue. I'm unsure. You guys want to see? You guys want to see the god variation? I could, or sorry, the human variation. What was that? A single soul drop. Yeah, soul drops are tremendously annoying on main server right now. No, it's not important that you're. Let's get a yeah chain and chat if you guys want to see human ascended god. I do have a couple more things to show off to you guys in terms of or just to talk about. Got a little list. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I've done. Like I'm a very big quality of life person. I like to make a lot of things easier for you guys. Just anything I think makes the server just better, without whatever, right? But yeah, there's a lot of quality of life changes that I kind of honestly forgot. You guys got to remember, this update's been in development for now 4 months. So there's things I forgot because I've taken breaks in between the update's development that, you know how that goes. But yeah, there's a lot of things, dude. My to-do list is absolutely like I have this I got this one, like I use Microsoft To Do. It's a pretty cool program for anyone who's interested in that stuff, but I got like a fixes for the day list, which is hilarious. It's like a 3 month old to do task at this point, and it has 91 different like little subtasks on it. So you know, yeah, there's a lot of like lag reduction, code optimization, removing extra blocks and items that aren't necessary, and just a lot of fixes in general. Because now we have like 40, 50 people in the testing team that just report issues, and I'm like, all right, I'll get to that. Make the quest power gap smaller. Yeah, the scaling for questing is changing. I would go after the stream, watch some of our most recent devlogs, like the last, I think it was devlog number 10. I covered the scaling changing. Hex, you care to talk about the Android 19 wall? And yes, I'll show you guys human here in a moment. Sorry about that. The Android 19 wall
Yeah.
has been completely removed, I believe.
Yeah, you can show off human god or ascended god while I go over a little bit of the quest changes again if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so questing entirely got re-looked at in terms of walls and just scaling because a lot of the good
You
job.
see that shit on the stream, bro? You see that? I forgot you can't just switch from Namekian into something else.
Oh no.
Oh my god, can't man, I'll make that shit up. That was crazy.
You guys new form coming
That was
full.
fucking Hulk, bro. That was the Hulk.
Uh, yeah, but we got the whole story has been looked at, from beginning of Z all the way to, Bog and ROF. The scaling of it has been reworked, so it's not gonna be that problem of, your level 2000, 2500 where you beat Frieza and then you play the beginning of Android Saga and then get slapped with a level 5500 Android 19, as well as certain stat errors that were noticed. Like, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Vegeta Strike and the semi-perfect cell wall, because, it's as simple as sometimes the old scaling was a little weird, where a 3 was a 2, or a 2 was a 3, and it really messes things up. So a lot of that was fixed and rescaled. So we've made the whole flow from Namek into Android a lot easier, so that progressing players aren't going to get stuck at these walls. And with all of these changes, TP gain, repeat TP for quests, challenger TP gain is all being taken into consideration and
Oh,
all being
also,
looked at and being
pause.
balanced.
Hex is literally this is like just a side topic, but Hex has gone from being literally a like just like this man joined the testing Discord, and within not 2 weeks, this man is doing. I shit you guys not. Everything has been rescaled in this update, and I say that not as like everything's changing. The balance is just being better, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it's just coming together more. Things will make more sense. Things like donor shop, the Dragon Ball trades will actually be updated because they're like 6 months old at the moment and they've never been touched. Also, donation kits will change. That's just something they need to be updated. They haven't been changed in again 4 or 5 months. Since like the the release patch is. I remember that. Also, as for which race is the strongest god form, that goes to Golden. However, with that, Golden has horrendous stamina usage and bad stamina regen. So, you know, to keep like to cannon, guys. To cannon. Right? Hey, also this is a good time to mention for anyone who isn't already aware, we got U6 update coming shortly after, and then after the U6 update. Also, we do have our 3-year anniversary being celebrated sometime around U6. But with that, also, GT expansion. It's going to be just like the movie packs. If anyone needs clarification, please ask. Or I'll just actually quickly explain it. So, movie packs have a 2-week limited access period in which you can, if you want, of course. They do become public after the 2 weeks. Notice that after the limited access period, you can purchase them. I mean, Divine Rank gets them already. Season pass holders get it, and just if you want to purchase the specific expansion. But obviously, it's optional. If you guys don't want to, don't purchase them. That's there as a way to directly contribute to the update. Dance with God Kia thing. Honestly, unsure. I haven't given the whole Super Saiyan 4 aspect a thought yet, but obviously, once I have more time, like that's two quote updates in the future. Yeah, Super Saiyan 4. You got Super Saiyan 4, Arcosian 5th form. Every race is getting a form. Fusion level up will not be at the point of GT. Fusion is honestly useless right now. This is the human ascended god form. It still needs some work to it, but yeah, the base idea for it. Dragon Ball Heroes might be added. I don't know. I'm not really too much of a fan of Dragon Ball Heroes. Golden Ape should be added, yes. No, I'm not gonna show Golden Frieza. I might do it for a. We're gonna have a reaction goal type thing in the Discord for you guys, where you guys will be tasked to hit certain reaction goals on a post. If anyone was playing whenever you were releasing the remastered quote release or update, we were having you guys hit reaction goals just for the fun of it. A nice little community event, you know. We'll be doing that again this time around, and you guys will get to see some things like Golden Form, some other ROF release info. This will obviously be before the release. But for Halfy's Heck, yeah, go ahead and talk about that, Hex. The relative race rescaling. Saiyans are gonna be mad about this, but I'll give you guys some tissues with the update so you can cry about it. I want to talk about that, Hex.
Yeah, so we took a big look at a lot of the base statistics for all the races and just wanted to get an idea of what is causing the problems with some of these scaling, because it's really OP to be a Saiyan right now because you're pretty much the best at everything. The
Wait,
only area,
can I say this?
yeah,
Here's the Saiyans spiritualist. Actually, Saiyans in terms of damage. Here's how the tier list went for every race and class: Saiyan warrior, Saiyan martial artist, and Saiyan spiritualist, and then probably half Saiyan right after that, or human. And yes, I'll turn him up. But me pointing that out is saying Saiyans were literally the best at everything, and you know we toned that down. Go ahead, Hex.
yeah. So we took a look at all of the statistics for the base, things that basically when you level up, how much increases your stats, all that kind of rigmarole, to just kind of balance it out. So that way each race has its own independent thing that in its own regard, it's the best stat. And there are races that are built about being overall the most balanced. There are races that are built for certain key aspects, like Namekians are the best at being a spiritualist. It's just how the base game is designed and how it works. So, Namekians being the best at being spiritualists, humans having more impact, being able to have more competition with the Saiyans and half Saiyans, and half Saiyans being much more in competition with full Saiyans. Where Saiyans are kind of big and bulky, but at the same time, they also have more drain and they're not the best at defense and not the best at health. But they might have the best highest, good job, damage output just in physical alone, while half Saiyans may not have the same damage as Saiyans, but might have better defense and might have better health pool. You know, these factors where no two races are the same, and each one is very different. And not only just their base stats, but forms and everything plays a huge role too, and we're obviously have to take that into consideration as well. But yeah, a lot of form balancing and race balancing to make sure that everything is uh, good in its own regard and has its own area of excellence. So that's pretty cool. Go ahead with whatever's next, Will.
Next is the perk 30. What happened with the alignment change? Nothing's happening with alignment. Piggy bank's being removed, being that every challenger will drop some form of Zenny now, and Zenny will just be a lot easier to get early game now. Oh, I that. And that M&M tastes really bad. Wow. Will key attacks ever be more involved? Yeah. I didn't read the whole message, but yes. Yes. Yeah. I made a new GUI for that, so eventually I'm actually gonna make key attacks cool. I'll do something with alignment. I have some ideas for it. We got any other questions? I do want to reiterate, performance should be better. I mean, this is just a theoretical. Obviously, performance could still be bad. Just it's Minecraft, man. It's modded Minecraft. It's so volatile. But ideally, I've done so many performance improvements that I've seen noticeable performance improvements myself. Uh, will the +1 level be overall stronger, or can stack with cow? X, you want to cover that one? You're the one doing all the forms.
Say that one more time.
Comment by Mars. Will the +1 level be overall stronger, or can stack with cow can? I exactly know what he means by the stacking with cow can bit, but no.
Oh, yes. So with ROF, with forms getting another level, any form that already has Kaioken will also be able to stack with that next level,
Level
meaning that
sixes and fives are not their own. Like, they're not their own things like alternate forms would be. They're literally
yeah,
just expansions. So every form is getting stronger. Yeah.
and the potential with having that extra level is actually really interesting, and we've been looking a lot at form balancing and things like that, because the grind for the level 6 for Saiyans and for other races is gonna be substantial, but that's because this is the current peak for all these forms. And
Approximately 40,000 XP, by the way, for anyone wondering. Go ahead.
4,000.
40,000.
Oh, yeah. 4,000 XP, 400 souls. But these forms are gonna be, well, not forms. These levels are really gonna add, because well, they're gonna be really good, because the thing is that we're adding with the forms is, I'm sure we teased a little bit with the key drain scaling and multis and all that, how it's gonna be a little different now. And this level 6 really does help that also in correlation, because with the key drain being different than how it was before, is they're gonna allow it to be so much better than level 5s right now, both in multi and key drain and everything else. It's going to make a lot more sense, and it's going to work a lot better in practice. So having forms with the level 6, and everything is still going to work the same as level 5, so your Kaio stacking, whatever, you still unlock it at level 5, or for Arco's level 4, it still unlocks there for second form and all that kind of stuff. But no unlocks are changing. It's just adding an extra level to allow for more potential and more growth early game and even late game too. So we'll get a little back with the news.
Why you guys so hyper focused on weapons? Well, actually, dumb question because we have armor. Weapons kind of expected. But don't worry about weapons, please. They're not in my mind for the next update or so. Maybe in 1.3. 1.3 at the moment is already a huge update as it is, just with everything I'm already planning for it. But also, it's important to know 1.3 is probably 6 months away, so don't worry about weapons. Most of you guys probably would not even be playing at that point. Just influx of play. Just, oh jeez. Ooh. Is the U server carry player to, yeah, character slots will work with it, but there's not gonna be a 4th character slot specifically like that. Yeah, U6 is before 1.3. Yes. I'm gonna use this time to just talk to you guys about something, just in general. You guys are like, this player base is insane. I'd love to point this out. We have 45 people on, or 44. I don't know why I rounded there in my brain. All that Java math.round I've been doing, man. But yeah, we got like 44 players. You guys are crazy. It's been about a month. since the Christmas update ended, and we just got 44 people just chilling, you know, just vibing, doing what they do. I think that's amazing. Uh, I'm excited as well as worried for this 1.2 update because, I mean, doing any math, there's going to be an obvious large fluctuation of players when we drop a huge update that people have been waiting nearly half a year at this point for. So, might need to add another server. I don't know. We'll see how the lag performances because each server can hold 50 people. Theoretically, it's 200 capacity, including the new EU server. However, we might lower the player capacity like 40 or something. Because I'd rather have 40 players and the server be good performance-wise than 50 and it be horrible. Global TP booster and daily bonus for 1.2? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Typical event. Yeah, you guys are a crazy community. I really appreciate all you guys. This I could never have imagined that this update would be this insane. Back in July, June, when me and the boys were working on this update, you know, and yes, I get US2 backup. Back when me and the boys were working on this update, and you know, we were working on it for like a month. We released it. Remaster was okay, hecka buggy, you know, all of that. But I could never even imagine that we had a peak in the remaster, and we've since, you know, beat that peak with our BOG release, and now with the 1.2 release. What I'm saying is, you guys are crazy. You guys show out. You know, very nice to see. I very much appreciate all the support you guys give the server and me and my development team. Obviously, I'm not the only one doing everything. If you guys aren't already aware of that, you know, obviously the development team does a lot of work, put in a lot of time. Like Hex here, the man did pretty much all of the new scaling by himself. He had some people help him. Obviously, putting it in games is a different story. Obviously, there's tons of people doing that. Easier way to farm God XP. Oh, I kind of completely forgot about that. Wow, ain't that crazy? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Waist training. I don't know how I missed that. Wow, that's interesting, isn't it? Hex, you wanna? Well, actually, I guess I'll talk about it. So waist training. Hex, correct me if I'm wrong, but we want to make it so you can farm with waist training. You could farm prior levels before level 8.
Yes, we
Okay.
want to make it so that you don't have to be level 7 God form in order to farm up to 8 and however much further.
Yeah. So you don't
Because
need to also challenger god EXP drops are gonna be changed so that they're more consistent, whether it's smaller amounts more often instead of just 1, 1, 1, 7, 1, 1, 1. You know. Also, yeah, what case when I say development team, I mean just the whole process of development. I mean, if I was saying development team, I'm referring to myself only at that point. Maybe bite. Thanks to the whole development team. We got Lil, we got Zeros on. Thank you guys. Let us cook for God XP. That'd be hilarious. You know what's actually funny about that? The whole concept of waist training is going to be you doing miscellaneous daily tasks. Obviously, you can do these things without a cooldown, but there will be some cooldown to limit how fast you can farm it, obviously. But there's going to be miscellaneous daily tasks, and hell, maybe I'll make one of them cooking for you. Just, that'd be pretty cool, you know? Little, like, cooking-esque mini game. I don't know. It really depends how much time. This is also, I'll just show you guys what he's playing it in game. For the sake of it, I mean, the screenshot already summarizes it. That's the beef of the area. The Apollo dev team has created a playable version of Yandere Sim. Yeah, right, dude. What's the average level of ROF? Mr. Hex?
yes,
Average level of ROF. Thoughts and opinions.
the average level for completing ROF, in other words, or just the enemy scaling.
Yeah, I'm assuming enemies.
The enemy scaling ranges quite a bit, but if I'm looking at it, uh, to begin ROF, obviously you need to be able to beat Bog, and right now the cap for beating Bog is a bare 150k. So in order to start ROF, you're going to need to be higher than level 150k. So that's just to begin. By the end of beating Bog, you're gonna be in the 200s, and if you're having a rough time, you might even hit 300 by the time you beat it. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Also, it is important. There's a reason I started calling this the 1.2 update instead of ROF because people have this misconception where when they hear ROF, they automatically assume, well, there's nothing for me in this update. I'm gonna beat ROF in 10 minutes, or people are like, I can't even do ROF, so I don't care. But again, I'm sure most of you guys have been here the whole stream, but like, there is tons more happening than just ROF. ROF is probably the smallest part of this update. I'm gonna be honest. Some of the miscellaneous small features are probably bigger. I also do want to talk to you guys about something though. You guys know the whole zero UTC thing that's for punching machines right now. They reset zero UTC, which is 7 p.m. CST, 8 p.m. EST. That's just universal standard time. So daily missions will be resetting with those. Uh, Hits will be resetting with those. I don't know if I'm gonna do that for sure yet. Why would you want the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken multiplier? It's not even coming out for another 3 to 4 months with U6. So, yeah, it's a secret. Nor do we have a multiplier for it yet. It's a secret to us too. We don't know it. We're still trying to figure that one out. Ask around. But kits will be resetting at 0 UTC now, meaning theoretically you can log on at 6:59, claim your kit, and then 2 minutes later you can claim all your kits again. That's kind of not really a issue because you're still you can also do the same thing and claim a kit, wait 24 hours, claim the kit. It's get the idea. Kind of either way you're waiting, you gotta claim it one day either way. But yeah, hopefully kits are fixed with that 9 squash. That's the idea there. But yeah, Whi's training is gonna have a bunch of different little tasks you do. There would be some fighting quests, some dialogue quests, hunt quests, maybe a cooking quest. That'd be pretty cool. No, I mean kit starter. No, that kit starter is still one time. No new crate zone this update. Don't gotta wait for that one. Also, no, Super Saiyan Blue multiplier is not gonna be 20. It will probably barely scratch the 10s. Oh, maybe a little bit deeper, like 11. You're lucky. They ain't gonna be again. Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken are not gonna be multiplicative. It's gonna be its own kind of form-esque thing once you get into Kaioken times 10. You turn on Kaioken, it will just put you in times 10 while you're in blue, and boom, that's that. And you're being Ascended God Kaioken, and that's the end of the story. You get whatever multiplier you get. It will be a preset multiplier instead of times 5 or something, times 0.5, 1.5. Stroller questing, obviously, we're getting the Frieza Saga. I already showed off all those armors. You guys have any other questions? I almost said calculations. Wow. I would appreciate calculations as well. You guys want to calculate things? Go ahead. Do it. Armor leveling system? Yeah, armor enhancement's a thing. Go ahead and grab me a Krillin chest. Wow, the shading does wonders for that, doesn't it? Oh, look at that, dude. Enhance. Stats. Yeah, let's just do health. Stats. We're gonna do melee damage. We're gonna do what all you guys are gonna do. Oh, 20. Oh, sorry, gotta weld them suckers in there. That only do +2? Are you joking? No, okay, it didn't run 12 times. For whatever reason, it ran 3. I'm not gonna pretend to understand that, but I'm gonna need to fix that. Oh, actually, I know what I did. Sorry, I was messing around with it, trying to fix some calculation issues. No, there's not gonna be shaders added to the mod. How will we get the enhancement gems? Honestly, unsure at the moment. Either they might be drops in the patrol quest, or they might be drops somewhere else. We'll see. Is it possible to max the new God Form level in one day? No. In some way, shape, or form, I'm stopping God Form from being maxed in a singular day, bro. I'm not a fan of that concept. I don't want people to be able to log on and beat the entire new content that day. This affects my DBA resource pack? Probably, bro. Because there's obviously new textures changed. That's why I never support anyone doing like their own modification to resources, because we change it so often. There's a couple dozen miscellaneous changes being made to the texture pack. You probably at that point need to make a new one. Reset quest without resetting a character? No. Not right now. Maybe eventually. I don't know. I don't play Genshin Impact. I have self-respect. What's up, the only Z? No, I sent a God from I was really hydrating. Challenger's glitch be fixed when trying to log out and log in. I think so. Not too sure. Honestly, not sure if I've fixed that one since. Probably. Yeah, I would play Genshin Impact, but there's just so many other things you can play, dude. There's so many other things you can play. Literally every MMO is better than that. Never play a gotcha MMO. Play a real MMO, dude. At least they're not gonna shoehorn you with pay-to-win mechanics. You're gonna buy your characters, bro. Just go play Final Fantasy XIV. It's literally the best MMO in existence. So if BOG mostly depends on Dex, like 85k to finish Fog. So for RFMC, my 2 shoutouts. What? Destroyed Goku armor is probably not going to be the best setting. Calculation has been changed to fix the reason it was the best. It was the best because of a glitch. Keep that in mind. It was never the best because it was the best armor set. It's just, Yo, I still play 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross every day. Genshin Impact is an MMO. Maybe not MMO. Actually, you're right. Sorry, single player and multiplayer. Let's get back on topic. What do you mean about your Dex question? Dex itself is just gonna fall out of relevancy. Not that Dex is getting nerfed, which in general, it's just less useful because Constitution is taking a way more important role this update. We'll need to get forms level 6, 4,000. Yeah. There's like literally everything's been changed. It's harder to come up with something that isn't changed. There's a bunch of new challenger and NPC fixes in general. Obviously, the NPC skins were fixed. That was not even an issue. It's literally just a issue with skin loading, which doesn't actually affect anything, believe it or not. But yeah, all of those are being fixed. And yeah, there's actually a shit ton of NPC fixes that I don't won't even delve into. I would watch devlog number 10 for that one. X, can you read what Thomas said in the chat? Logistics not being added to this update. No.
Yeah. So to talk a little bit about, I assume you say when you say Dragon Ball wishes, you mean like the Warp Shenron whole shop and Dragon Balls and all that. Dragon Balls are going to be a little bit more available. There's going to be different ways to get them and stuff like that. They're not. We're trying to make sure that the server is as little pay to win as possible. So everything is going to have some way of getting it, and Dragon Balls are included. And the actual Dragon Ball shop has been, my favorite word, rescaled to make a little bit more sense and to be more balanced and even. For instance, one thing that I can say from the Dragon Ball shop is that Bobbity Souls are no longer 4 Namek Balls. They have got a considerable discount. How much it is, you'll find out soon enough. So, the actual Dragon Ball shop is not going to be what it was before. So, if that's what you mean by the Dragon Ball wishes getting updated, then yes, Souls are going to be easier to get via Dragon Balls.
Yeah, PvP is being fixed. All races beginning alt form? Yes. Superhuman and Super Namekian are both getting an alt form at level 6. Arcosian final form is getting an alt form at level 6. What about tournaments? Players will be able to host their own tournaments, but we're not probably officially going to support tournaments for a while in the future. I do want to do a legitimate PvP system, like duel-esque system in the future, but it's we'll see. Majestic? What the fuck? No. Guys, just so you know, if something like Mystic was coming out, you guys already know. That would be something I'd be telling you guys. Super Saiyan 2 fix, please. There's nothing wrong with Super Saiyan 2. Yeah, it will probably be getting a slight nerf. Am I correct in saying that, Hex? Or buff. Not a nerf.
Yeah. The
It's getting
actual
nerfed. One multiplier.
yeah,
1.05.
yep. The actual difference between third tier forms specifically, or second tier forms, I guess. Second, third, whatever. You get it. The forms have been rescaled to make more sense and actually be worth getting. So, late Cell, probably into the Bobbity saga, you're gonna see people start using Super Saiyan 2 over Super Saiyan Kaioken. So
Hey,
that actually is
uh,
making sense.
also, full power. I've said it like so many times, but full power Super Saiyan Kaioken is being removed. That's been known. Super Saiyan Kaioken in general is getting nerfed. I'm really not sorry about that one. Super Saiyan Kaioken is stupid. It is what it is. Super Saiyan Kaioken is broken, overpowered. But we're obviously going to compensate with that with new drains, lower drains for that. Uh, Obviously, Kaioken will take way less energy than it did before because it would be weaker. But I do not like the idea of Kaioken being this meta thing where you're using. Because here's the thing: Super Saiyan 2 is not bad. You have a skewed perception of it, right? Because you use Super Saiyan, cool, level it up a few times. Then once you get Kaioken on it, you never touch Super Saiyan 2. And you conveniently get Super Saiyan Kaioken right around Super Saiyan 2. The problem there, so you just use Super Saiyan full power, Kaioken times 2, or Kaioken times 20 all the way into Super Saiyan 3. Like, you pretty much need to max Super Saiyan 3 before you ever even touch it. And, with a lot of these rescales, if you guys don't like them, I'm sorry, but, again, things like this are necessary. And again, this is the last big rescale, hopefully ever, right? Because some of this is necessary, like Kaioken being nerfed. It's not going to be nerfed again. That's obvious, right? So, and eventually, you guys will get used to the new changes. That's whatever. It's a little bit of change. Obviously, just please don't look at this update as a super negative thing just because some rescaling you don't like happens. There's obviously tons to enjoy in the update aside from some scaling changes. Yeah, see? That proves the point more, Swaggy. But yeah, Kaioken is being nerfed on a case-to-case basis. It will probably honestly just have its own multiplier instead of being multiplicative at this point, and will probably actually buff normal Kaioken. So while you're using it in forms, it will be weaker than it would be normal. It's a different multiplier. Hex, we're gonna have to put some thought into that. Been the hardest thing to add? You mean development-wise? Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I mean, it depends how you look at difficulty in terms of coding. I don't really like typically whenever I'm working on something I don't understand, I use Google, look at people's posts about it, looking for assistance. Uh it's just a lot of trial and error. Coding is what it is for me. I'm restarting the mod pack over and over and over, and I'm sure you can imagine restarting the mod pack takes like 4-minute process to update my mod, restart my test server. You get the idea. Normal Kaioken should be way better than Super Kaioken so that people use Super Saiyan 2 more in this upcoming update. Also, we're adding dungeons in the 1.3 update. I can guarantee you they're gonna be the coolest thing on the server. I'm gonna go balls to the wall with them. I put a lot of effort into them. They're gonna be obviously completely coded, but whatever. I mean, expected. But yeah, dungeons will be fucking cool, and that will be where you have your party escapades, right? Think Final Fantasy 14, right? They're gonna be amazing. Obviously, there'll be more info closer to release, but I just want to do dungeons, bro. I'm sorry, but dungeons is like the coolest thing in a MMO. Literally, like just the aspect of going through a, let's say, Saiyan Saga related thing, fighting up some Cybermen. You got little side paths you can go down. I don't really want to hype you guys up too much for it because dungeons are like literally half a year away. The gap between 1.2 and 1.3 is pretty massive, but again, there's like U6 in the middle of that. Bunch of events, like always, or plenty of events. Yeah, 1.3 is gonna take a while to get there, fellas. Yeah, dungeons and 1.3 update. I said this last press conference too, so I'm just reiterating. Dungeons are gonna be nice though. I'm gonna go crazy on them. There's gonna be the whole loot rewarding system, splitting between each of the people in the party. I'm not actually going to talk about any of the specifics that I have ideas for, but I'm not going to tell you guys what the TP multiplier for ROF is. It's not any higher than what you've seen before, so it's not pushing that grain forward. I don't want a perpetual TP boost creep, you know what I mean? I don't want people eventually expecting a 50% TP boost with every event. That'd be annoying. Gotta find a way to solo them dungeons for max loot. No. It'll be auto queue. It'll be like a queue finder. Ideally, dungeons are hosted on a separate server to mitigate lag to the most, as well as, allow for all 4 servers, maybe even 5 at that point, to queue into dungeons all on one, rather than, because if it was server to server, U3 would, or US3 would have to band together to get one dungeon going, and that's not what I want. Also, guys, don't be scared to play US3 and US2. Being that they're changing locations, if you live around the Texas area, US2 is the move. If you live on the West Coast, US3 is the move. Yes, cross-server stats will happen with 1.2, that's correct. There's still a lot of bug testing with that.